Wait, that's not a Buick. But it is. This is a 2024 Buick Envista, a brand new compact crossover SUV from the brand and a huge departure from what we're used to from Buick. And today, thanks to Gettle Buick GMC in Punta Gorda, Florida, I'm going to be able to take you on a complete tour of this vehicle, starting right up front, checking out the design, see what powers up this thing, ending up on the interior, playing with this amazing technology, and wait till I tell you about the price of it. And of course, at the end of this video, we're going to go for a ride together in it, so we're going to check it out, how it performs, how it drives. And if you like watching videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, hit that subscribe button, like button, and leave me a comment. Well, if the shape of this vehicle doesn't catch your attention, I'm sure the price will, because you can get this for about $25,000. And this is a loaded one, kind of the middle of the line trim. We're going to talk about all the features as we go along with this video, but let's check out the design of it. First of all, I want to point out that this is the first Buick that has this brand new Tri-Shield logo. So they're also departing from their branding, their traditional branding, with the new looks of the vehicle, as well as the new logo for it. Now, I like this light setup right on top. You have the blinkers, and those are also daytime running lights, and below that you have the headlight unit that is all LED as well. Now if you look, nice and sporty design of this vehicle. You have a little bit of the piano black ST badge on one side, and then towards the bottom you have a little bit of this polished aluminum looking trim, and it's finished off with the piano black at the very bottom of this vehicle. Now the looks are sporty. Let's see if the engine is as well. You'll find a 1.2 liter turbocharged 3-cylinder engine producing 136 horsepower, 162 foot-pounds of torque, so pretty torquey, but definitely not suitable for the track, more for the urban jungle. Should have enough pickup and go to merge in traffic, but we're going to check that out at the end of this video. You do have a prop stick, some sound insulation underneath the hood, but you don't expect a whole lot in this price range. $25,000 is cheap in today's standards. By the way, it is mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission, so no CVTs here. And as we go around the corner, I think this is where this vehicle really shines, is the side profile of it, because it's very unique. It's different. It looks very similar to like Mercedes-Benz GLC Coupe, maybe a BMW X4, but it's literally half off the price. And we don't have anything like this in the subcompact market, so hopefully it's going to work out for Buick in their favor. Now the ST model, as you can see, features some of the blacked out exterior accents, and that includes the wheel moldings, the trim at the bottom of the doors, the surroundings of the mirrors, and the windows as well. So you can see they have the 18-inch wheels. 225 by 55 is the tire size in here, and I apologize that this vehicle is dirty, but it literally came off the truck yesterday and they prepped it, meaning they PDI'd it, but it's not cleaned up yet. Overall, I like the design of it. It does have the door handles, no keyholes right here, but I don't know, I can't see if you can open and lock this without the key. Now you have the keyless entry system, of course. And check this out, guys, as we scroll around the back, this is the most interesting part of this vehicle, in my opinion. I love this. I like how sporty it looks. It has those LED lights right on top. Let me see if I can blink them right there. No, the blinkers are actually right down at the bottom. These are your tail lights, reverse lights, and the sloped glass. Again, I apologize for how dirty it is. Third brake light right here. Buick brand new Tri-Shield logo and Envista on one side, ST on the other side. And if you scroll down, this interesting bumper setup. No visible exhaust, but you have the piano black, some polished aluminum looking trim. And then let's pop this gate open. Let's see if we have any room for cargo inside. You can just lock it. By the way, this is your new remote if you decide to go with the Buick like this. So unlock it, open it up, and this is what you get. So you get about 21 cubic feet of cargo in the back here, which is respectable for the vehicle its size. You also have some illumination here, and underneath here you'll find your spare tire. This is a compact size spare tire, aka donut, right? And the cargo cover is removable, so you can take this whole thing out. And of course, if you wanted to make this roomier and carry some more stuff in here, you can actually take this entire thing out. Sorry, I'm doing it with one hand. Tricky, but here it is. This is how much cargo space you have, about 42, so it doubles as far as the cargo space. It's not the biggest in its class, but let's face it, what are you going to use this vehicle for? Maybe have some groceries, pick up somebody from the airport, enough for a suitcase or two. It's not bad at all. We're going to start the interior tour right here with the rear door panel. So what do we have here? Hard plastic, hard plastic, hard plastic, hard plastic. A little bit of padded on the armrest right here. You have the window control, of course, your door handle. A bit of storage at the bottom of the door and the speaker. Let's move inside of here and let's see what we have. Now, this is a man-made leather. They call it ebony as far as the color, with the Santorini blue accents, and it looks pretty cool. It's going to be actually more pronounced in the front, but you can see this stitching right there. The seats 40-60 split right here. On the passenger side, you have a seat back pocket. In the middle, you have the USB Type-C ports, a bit more storage maybe for your phone. You don't have any bump right in the middle, which is a huge plus too. Now let's see, as a 6-foot adult, if I'm going to be able to fit inside of here. Wow. I adjusted this front seat to my regular seating position, and check this out. I have room. I'm not touching. It's actually very impressive as far as the legroom and the headroom right here. I have probably what, about an inch, maybe 2 inches above my head, plenty of shoulder room, and I feel fairly comfortable. Before we get in, let's listen to the sound of the closing door. By the way, this is not a proximity key, so you have to actually press the button on the remote in order to unlock it or lock it. But you can see the front door, especially the panel right here, is definitely more interesting. You have some contrast stitching in the Santorini blue. This is all padded on the inside. You also have this trim piece that kind of breaks it up a little bit. And then, of course, your usual suspects here. You have the lock, unlock, window mirror lock controls. And then down at the bottom you have a little bit more storage. And here's how it looks on the interior. Before we jump inside, let's take a peek right here. ST, nicely embroidered in the seat, and I like these blue accents. They really look sharp, including this piping on the sides and the contrast stitching in the middle. Gotta tell you, this is fairly impressive. Now the seats are manual for both driver and passenger seat, and the steering wheel, you have the adjustment, so it is tilt and telescoping with the manual adjustment. On the left hand side of it, you have the light controls. Let me jump inside, I'll show you the rest of it. So here's the interior of this 2024 Envista, and I gotta tell you, I like it. Definitely nothing plain about it. You have the same material as you see on the door panels on the side here, right on top of the dashboard. Nicely fitted vents on the side right here. You have a little bit of piano black and silver trims that kind of post nice together. This curved screen, or this curved housing, because it actually has 2 screens on the inside. And what is this? This is a head-up display on this as well. It must be turned off because I can't see anything on it. Well, let's take a peek. You know, the steering wheel flat at the bottom, Buick logo in the middle, non-shiny buttons, which is a huge plus in my book. On this side you have the dynamic cruise control and the cruise control settings. On the right hand side you have adjustments to what's going on in the instrument cluster, as well as the voice control and the phone hang up button right here. And you have the fully digital instrument cluster. Let's see what we have. So first of all, in the first look, you have the speedometer, oil life, temperature, and the fuel gauge. You also see the direction that you're going to. Let's see if we can make some adjustments here. All right, so you can adjust your sources as far as the radio. So you have the AM, FM and the Sirius XM. You can also make sure that you call, like you have the phone call button right here. And I don't see any other adjustments in here, so that's got to be it. And here's your infotainment system. So as far as the infotainment system, this is an 11-inch screen, right? So you have your media right here. We're on the Sirius XM. Here's your phone. Let's connect the phone. Let's see. I'm gonna add the phone. Let's see how easy it is, or how hard it is, right? So open your phone Bluetooth settings. Oh, look it up. It says My Buick. And I hit that. And it says pair, same code right here. All right. It is connected. Do we want to enable Android Auto? Yes, we do. Continue setup on the screen. That's how easy it was. Easy peasy. And here's your Android Auto screen coming up shortly. Right there. So here's your menu. You can use your navigation from your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Really nice. Vivid display. Exit to Buick. Now here's traction control. You can turn it off. Traction control and electronic stability control off, or both of them on. We want to leave them on. There's no reason for us to turn those off. As far as the other apps, you have the Android Auto climate. Okay, so you have the electronic climate control here. You can set it up however you want it. I'll show you another shortcut to it. You can turn that off if you wanted to, but we actually do want to turn it on. And another thing that you have is your gauges. This is your trip information, and at the bottom this is your home screen. Nothing too crazy, right? I mean, you have some options, everything basically that you need. I think I like it. That's, you know, a plus for me. And of course, you have a physical volume and power knob right here. Vents underneath it. Here's your electronic climate control. Again, at this price point, it's very rare that you'll find one here. So you can set up the temperature. It is a single zone though, not a dual zone. And down below here, you have the USB Type-C, USB Type-A, you have the regular 12-volt outlet. You have your lane keep assist. You can turn off your engine stop button if you wanted to. And you have this traditional shifter for this 6-speed automatic transmission, cup holders, electronic parking brake, tiny bit of storage more if you needed it. And then let's move up on top and see what we have. Nothing too crazy about the mirror. Regular size mirror. You have your own OnStar mirror with illumination. No sunroof on this one. I think it looks great. Now let's see how it drives. Well, we've seen how it looks from the exterior, interior. We know what powers up this thing. Well, let's see how it drives. But before we do that, let's take a quick peek, because this might sway a lot of people towards this vehicle too. Now, the first ever Envista, because this is a brand new model for Buick, it starts at $22,400. So in today's standards, it is really an inexpensive vehicle. Now, this is the ST model, what we have here, and this is the middle of the line. So let's take a look and see what we have. Now, they're all powered by the same engine, right? So they all have this EcoTech 1.2 liter 3-cylinder turbo engine, 6-speed transmission, nothing different as far as the powertrain. But if you go with the Sport Touring, which is this one, front-wheel drive, starts at $25,195. This is still a pretty good deal, because everything that you see on this particular vehicle is standard, with the exception of the color. Now, the Cinnabar color, it's I think it's $400 option. Let's take a look. I have a sticker right here. So the color Cinnabar Metallic, $495, and we have the front license plate bracket at $40, which we don't need in Florida, so I'm not sure why that happened. But then there's the next trim, the Avenir, which is the front-wheel drive as well. That's a 19-inch Avenir Premium Pearl Nickel aluminum wheels. Wow. Same engine, that starts under $30,000, still $29,695. So even if you wanted to have the luxury of the Avenir, you can still get it for under 30, $25,000, middle of the line model. Oh, let's see how it drives. Oh, one important thing, gas mileage, right? So it's 30. As far as the combined gas mileage, 28 in the city, 32 on the expressway. It's not the greatest and not the worst. It's not a hybrid. And let's see what this turbo can do with this vehicle. Now, I've driven it around this parking lot, already, so kind of have an idea. And I'll also show you off how it turns and what the turning diameter is. So let's see. Let's stand right here, turn the steering wheel all the way to the right, and we have, it is very tight. Definitely a vehicle made for city dwellers, somebody that doesn't have a lot of room to maneuver. This is perfect, even though this is not very small. It's over 184 inches long, so it's rather long for a small SUV. And really a quick thing that I want to check out is the off-the-line acceleration here. Then of course we're going to take it on the road and see the more proper way of doing it. Well, let's see. There's the power it gets here. Yeah, we can hear the engine. Get it up to 30. Don't want to do anything crazy on this parking lot right here. But I also want to see how the suspension handles the turns. It's not bad. It's not very soft. It's not very hard. It's kind of in the middle. I think it's a right combination too. And those 18-inch wheels, they have enough sidewalls. They feel very comfortable. And for those of you who are driving sedans right now, this would be a perfect switch car because you sit up higher than on the regular sedan, but not as high as some of the regular SUVs. You still have a really nice windshield, a lot of visibility through the rear view mirrors. Now, the one thing is with any vehicles with a sloped roofline like this is the rearward visibility. So right now, without any people sitting in the back, I can see fine. There's no question about it. There's about this much room that I can see through. But if somebody was sitting in this middle seat in the back, I would definitely take that out. So definitely something to consider when you're looking at the vehicle like this. And one more thing that I haven't checked out yet on camera is the rear view camera. I'm going to show you how this looks in just a moment. But first, let's take it on the road and let's do a bit of a more real-life acceleration test, merging in traffic. Hey, we actually get some wheel spin over here. No problem. And it's very quiet at the cruising speeds. You barely hear any noises coming from the outside. So with this vehicle, that Buick, I think, nailed it right on the head with going after the younger crowd, the younger demographics, the people who are not typical Buick buyers. And I hope they're going to do some nice advertising about it, because this is definitely a great vehicle for those city dwellers that you don't have much space, tight parking spaces, tight garages. You want to use the car, but you don't want to have this huge boat that's sitting in front of your apartment that you only use on the weekend. So you don't want to break your bank by spending, $40,000, $50,000 on the vehicle. And with this being between $22,000 and $30,000, depending on the equipment, I think this is a perfect choice. Let's do the acceleration test right here. I have it stopped. Let's go. Here's the power. Comes in 30, 40, 50. And we got it up to about 55 miles an hour. Now, the 0 to 60 on paper is about 9 seconds, which, it is on the slower side. But again, who's buying a vehicle like this to race? Even if you want to accelerate, let's say from 45 to 60, let's go. Yeah, you can definitely hear the engine working, right? It is a small displacement. It's a 3-cylinder engine. 137 horsepower is not a whole lot, but I think what Buick is saying is, hey, if you live in the city, where are you going to race? From light to light? If you take it on the long trip, once you get it up to speed, you're going to be cruising, and that's going to be substantial as far as the power. Now, don't get me wrong, I would like to maybe have an option of a more powerful engine for those who kind of like to play around with their cars and have a little bit fun with that. For the regular commuter, for the city dweller, for somebody that maybe is starting off for the first car, you know, let's face it, there's not many cars that you can buy between $20,000 and $30,000. Not many SUVs, very few. Now, this competes in the segment subcompact SUVs such as Kia Soul, Hyundai Kona, Honda HR-V. Now you have the Toyota Corolla Cross. So the subcompact SUVs, and all of them start somewhere in the 20s, but it depends on what kind of equipment you get, what kind of wow factor is it. Now, I think the wow factor in this one is pretty high. A lot of people, I'm driving around these roads and people are kind of looking like this. What is it? You know, what kind of vehicle is of this, because they haven't seen one like this on the road, and if they do, that's usually something that's a lot more expensive than this. So overall, I do like this vehicle a lot. Let's check this acceleration one more time. 0. Let's see where the power comes in. No power, no power. Yeah, we got it. All right, 20, 30, 40, 50, and all right, 57. Not gonna go crazy. Yeah, so I mean, it's not the most exhilarating acceleration, but it definitely can get you moving, it can get you going. So this is a vehicle that can be a perfect vehicle for somebody that just needs to go to work and back, for somebody that lives in the city, doesn't have a lot of room for parking, for somebody maybe starting off, maybe you're looking for a vehicle for your kids, right? You probably would never consider a Buick for a teenager, but show them this and I bet they're gonna like it, at least from the looks of it. Now, I wish one thing, that Buick maybe consider putting in an additional trim level, or maybe a different option as far as the powertrain. The 1.2 liter EcoTec 3-cylinder doesn't really excite me, but it's sufficient for many people, and I think that should be left as, you know, a standard engine. However, it would be really nice if they had the more powerful engine option for it. Let's say 180 horsepower. Wow, that'd be a really nice power for this size of a vehicle. Well, guys, I'll give this vehicle 2 thumbs up. I'm really impressed with what Buick has done with it. When I first saw this vehicle, I liked the look of it, but I didn't know how the rest of this is going to be. But I gotta tell you, price point is perfect, $22,000 to $30,000 for a starter vehicle, for a vehicle that you don't want to spend too much money. You live in the city, you just want to get the vehicle to work and back. By today's standards, it is an inexpensive vehicle. And, you know, as far as the performance, yeah, I wish it had a little bit more power, maybe another engine option that's available for this year Buick, and maybe next year they're going to come up with that. But overall, it's very impressive. I'll give it 2 thumbs up. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you like this vehicle. I hope you like this video. If you do, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and make sure you hit that little bell notification bell so you won't miss any of my videos coming up. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.